Hello and welcome to our letter of the day learning video. Today's letter is the letter Z, and Z is for zoo. You can see on this letter Z card an animal. What animal is that? It's a zebra, and a zebra can live at the zoo. So today we decorated our letter Z with zebra stripes. And then if you have some zoo stickers, you could stick those right on too if you'd like. These are animals that live at the zoo. After you decorate letter Z, it's time to practice writing the letter. To make a letter Z, all you have to do is zig, zag, zig. I'll show you. Zig, zag, zig. Can you practice making the letter Z? Zig, zag, zig. If you want to use handwriting paper, this is what your letter Z will look like. Zig, zag, zig. Trace across the top, slide to the bottom, and make a line the other way. Zig, zag, zig. Zig, zag, zig. If you want a copy of this handwriting house sheet, parents, you can get one at my blog. Just search for handwriting house. Okay, let's make the little letter Z. It looks exactly like the big Z. So we're just going to zig, zag, zig again, just a little bit smaller. If you are using that handwriting paper, you're going to make the little Z downstairs on the handwriting house. Zig, zag, zig. Downstairs. Zig, zag, zig. Zig, zag, zig. Zig, zag, zig. Well, that's how you write the letter Z. And now it's time to talk about the sound that letter Z makes. You have to put your teeth together to make the letter Z sound. Z says zzz, zzz, zzz. Put your teeth together and hum. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Letter Z says zzz, zzz, zzz. It kind of sounds like bumblebees. Zzz. Let's catch one. I got one. I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mommy be so proud of me? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Ouch! He stung me. I'm letting go that baby bumblebee. I don't want that bee to sting me. I'm letting go that baby bumblebee. Zzz, 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 zzz. There he goes. So what does letter Z say? Z says zzz, like a bumblebee. And I want to tell you what O and O together says. O, O together makes the sound ooh. When you go to the zoo and you see a giraffe, you say ooh. When you go to the zoo and you see the monkeys, do you say ooh? When you go to the zoo and you see a lion, I bet you say ooh. When you go to the zoo and you see a rhinoceros, maybe you say ooh. O, O together makes the sound ooh. Now let's see if we can spell and read the word zoo. The first letter makes this sound. Zzz. So what letter makes that sound? Letter Z. Now, do you remember what two letters make this sound? Ooh. O, O. Good job. Now let's try to read this word. Z, ooh. Zoo. Zoo. So now you know how to spell zoo. Z-O-O. Well, we're going to be looking at some zoo animals today in our math time. We're going to be talking about some size words. Let's take a look at this worksheet. We're going to be coloring by size. And parents, you can get the link so that you can get this worksheet and your child can do it along with me, or they can just watch and do it along on the screen. The link for this worksheet will be on my blog, and you can get that link address below. All right, the first one says, color the longest snake. So which snake is the longest one? Very good. This is the longest snake. The next one says, color the tallest giraffe. Which one is the tallest? There's the tallest giraffe. Next, we're going to see if we can color the littlest monkey. Which one is the littlest monkey? There it is. Very good. Next, we're going to find the smallest penguin. Which penguin is smallest? Right there. Let's color the shortest ostrich. Which ostrich is shortest? That one is. Good work. Now we're going to look for the largest bear. Which bear is the largest? This bear is the largest bear. Let's look at the elephants. Let's color or circle the biggest elephant. Which one is biggest? Yes. The last one is kind of funny. It says, color the fattest hippo. Which hippo is the fattest? That one is. Very, very good. Well, these are size words, and you did a great job today in math. Longest, tallest, littlest, smallest, shortest, largest, biggest, fattest. If you need a little brain break, our song today is called the Zoo Movement Song. You can take a moment and do some music and movement if you need to. And when you come back, you can do this art project with me. The link for the music song will be below. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you what our art project is for today. We're making a zoo out of a cardboard box. So all you have to do is just cut 4 or more, if you have a bigger box, pieces of string. You can tape those on the top and on the bottom also. You could decorate the entire thing with colorful tape if you wanted to. Just keep covering the whole box on the outside with colorful duct tape. Or you can just be done and leave it like that. I added a piece of black paper in the background, but you could also leave that off if you don't want to. Finally, I put in some of my favorite stuffed animals that might be the same as I might find at the zoo. I added those inside. So this is our art for today. We made a paper box zoo. Okay, so now it's time for science. In science today, we're going to be talking about habitats. Now, some animals do live at the zoo, but before coming to live at the zoo, they live in other places. And we're going to talk about 4 of those other places. The first one is the forest. The forest is where trees and lots of grass and bushes are. The next kind of habitat we'll talk about today is a farm. A farm is where you might find a barn and some vegetables, some hay, maybe even a windmill. The next kind of habitat is the Arctic. There you might find ice and snow, maybe even an iceberg. It's really cold in the Arctic. The last kind of habitat we'll talk about today is aquatic, and that's like the ocean. An aquatic habitat has water and maybe seaweed. Okay, so I want you to help me to know which habitat these animals live in. The first one is a polar bear. Where does a polar bear live? In the Arctic. That's right, with ice and snow. Where does a bear live? In the forest. Good. Meow. Where does a kitty cat live? On a farm. Where does a sea turtle live? A sea turtle lives in the water. That habitat is aquatic. Where does a snowy owl live? That's right, it lives in the snowy parts of the world called the Arctic. Bark, 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 bark. Where does the chicken live? On the farm. Where does the beaver live? And I'll give you a hint. Beavers like to chew on wood and trees. The forest. You're right. Bah, bah. Where does the goat live? On the farm. Where do you think this fox might live? It's white like snow. That's right, the Arctic. In fact, it's called the Arctic wolf. What about this bat? Where does the bat live? I think the bat could maybe live in two of these habitats. It might live in the barn on a farm, but I think most bats probably live in the forest. Where does this lobster live? In the water, aquatic. What about this octopus? Also aquatic. And what about this mountain goat? It's white like the snow. Good. It would live in an Arctic habitat or up high on a mountain that might even have snow. Where would the raccoon live? In the forest. And what about this piggy? This little piggy would live on a farm. Well, you did a great job in science. We talked about habitats. For story time today, we're going to read a story that's called View at the Zoo. Let's read it together now. Rise and shine. Attention, please. Monkeys, get down from those trees. Wake your cubs up, Mrs. Bear. Mr. Lion, comb that hair. Elephant, please wipe your nose. Pink flamingos on your toes. All giraffes, please stand up. That's more like it. Stand up straight. You look great. All is ready. Come on in. Let the day of fun begin. My, what silly things they do, all these creatures at the zoo. Walking on all kinds of feet, dancing to an inner beat. Babies riding on their backs, on their bellies snug in sacks. Hear the silly sounds they speak as they howl and squawk and streak. How they eat, they never stop. That one looks about to pop. See them prance and primp and preen, trying to stay neat and clean. Some of them are quite a fright. Watch your fingers, they may bite. Sun is setting in the sky. Everybody say goodbye. Go on home so we can sleep. Time for us to count our sheep. Shoo, they're leaving. Off they go. They put on quite a show. What a hoot. Folks have no clue the view that we have at the zoo. I bet those animals at the zoo have quite a view looking at us as we're looking at them. Well, my lion friend here wanted to say goodbye. He's visiting from the zoo. And thank you for stopping by and talking about Z is for Zoo today. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.